so sweet. Folks, my first guest tonight had his own syndicated talk show, and this Friday you can see him in his HBO comedy special, Jon Stewart Unleavened. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our show, Jon Stewart. My friend?
I'm good. I've been touring with The Cure, and
You a
sucker. I do want to congratulate you guys on 3 years. I know how difficult
thank you very
that is to do,
much. Yeah, thank you for having a good time.
Lovely thing.
And the, you know, what's funny is that you're no stranger to these things. These 12:30 shows. I just was curious because we haven't really talked about this. Right. I wonder if you have the same reaction, but you do these shows late at night, and all the big guys are at 11:30.
Right.
We, you know, as sort of our living is getting these
weird people on
weird and strange people on at the last second to fill out, you know, the last part of the show.
I remember as we were going out, we got canceled, then we had 2 weeks to fill out. And the last 2 weeks, it was like Heart of Darkness, like Apocalypse Now, just everything. Marilyn Manson lit a fire on the stage. A guy cut his hand. He was banging a mug down. You know, in that way that people bang their mugs. And he severed like an artery and was pumping iron. But,
and was just shooting blood out at the audience?
Shooting blood out. And I got to, you know, these things are live to tapes. You just got to sit there and go, so what's your next project? Towel. You know, and try and tape it up. But a condor flew out in the audience and landed on someone.
You brought a condor onto the show.
We brought a condor. A fella spontaneously combusted. And I didn't bring a condor. Here's what happened. We had a guy on called the Birdman of Las Vegas, and I've gotten in trouble, actually, about talking about him before, so I would like to say, before I talk about him, what a wonderful professional.
He's somewhere watching right now.
The Birdman of Vegas comes on, and he brings condors to the people, because, you know, the people don't see the condors very often.
Right. They got to see the condor in person.
It's important because I think that's what's missing from a lot of people's lives. So he brings out condors, which, when they open their arms, look like a little geodesic dome. They're about 6 foot high and about 6 foot around. And he brings them out to show the people. So it looked to me like he hadn't fed the condors really that much. He was making them do tricks he'd have a little piece of meat in his hand, and he would go, he brought out the big male condor, look, it'll walk to me. And the thing was like, my God, meat! You know. So he got it up on a table, and his big trick was a condor will now fly to a human hand for the first time ever. But he only stood like a foot away from the condor, so the condor was doing this. You know, I'll get you. And so he does it, and we both kind of look at each other like, thanks. And then he brings out the female condor. Apparently the male condor just had a little meal, and he thought to himself, I think I'll get myself a little tail. So he flies after her and ends up on one of our lovely audience members, basically with his talons embedded in the guy's back.
Right.
Looking for meat around his eyes. So I, at this point, kind of give the Birdman of Las Vegas a little look like, hey, get your bird. And he gives me a look like, it's okay.
That's where the best meat is. Yeah, all right.
It was like, it's okay for you, because he was wearing like the James Bond, you know, master glove.
Sure.
You know, that is talon-proof, but this poor fellow wearing, of course, flannel. So he's all cut up. So what ended up happening is we went to commercial, and all the executives of the show came running out with release forms to the guy, you know. Please sign this, sir. You know, while the bird is basically standing on his head.
People don't know that that's what the audiences on these shows do during the commercial breaks, is they sue the show.
Exactly. Well, that's what ended up happening.
That's what they spend most of their time doing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was one of those, normally we close with the band, we'll play a song out. But this show, we just went out to the chant of Sue the Bastards.
What a nice way to end any 12:30
Wasn't it a nice
show?
way to go? Thank you. It's been a great year.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
Now, can you hang on 1 second? We'll do a commercial break, make money for the Bastards.
Indeed.
And then we'll be right back. No, come on. We're all love them. We'll be back with Jon Stewart. We'll talk a little more. We'll see you in a second. Jon Stewart. And you've been, I understand you've been on the road a lot
I was
in the last
working,
couple months.
getting ready for the special.
That's right.
Playing the country. I draw a very high crowd. The legalized pot people follow me on the road.
Is this true? They're fans?
They're yeah. And I, look, pot is I liked it, but now I have to, work.
Right.
And so it's hard to smoke it. But they come out, and the big argument for legalizing pot, Andy, I don't know if you've been to the demonstrations.
No, I haven't. I just get the mailers.
You get the mailers?
Yeah, 'cause I'm sort of a shut-in.
You're not a shut-in.
All right,
Well, first of all, the legalized pot demonstration's always very fun because they last about a minute, and then they just break down into an ultimate Frisbee game. These guys, they get up there, and it's like, we're going to march on... Dude, is that a whammo? And then they just...
takes up a good amount of time.
Yeah, but so I would sit and talk with them after the show and just kind of say, well, what exactly, why are you legalizing pot? And they would say, it's very useful. You can turn hemp into rope. And I took that in and then thought, find me a pothead that can turn hemp into rope. I've seen the one-handed joint roll, but I guess there's some sort of, like Rumpelstiltskin pothead that just says, bring me your hemp. And turn it into rope.
And yeah, you'd think that they're not really doing that. They're probably just enjoying it in other ways.
I just think, why legalize it? I mean, are you having trouble finding it? It's, do you need it in 7-Eleven because you're too tired to walk to the park?
It's around.
It's like MasterCard. It's everywhere you want to be.
It's at 7-Eleven now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's in the Slurpee machine, They just,
So you're so lucky we don't have a really old crowd here tonight watching the show.
Exactly.
What's that young man up to?
Don't do that bit on Regis, because... turn hemp into who?
Now, I heard something. I heard this a couple of days ago. Someone told me Jon Stewart married somebody.
Yes,
and
I
I heard it, and I thought, I didn't know he got married. Who did he get married to? And then I understand you performed a marriage.
I am a registered reverend. With I know it sounds ridiculous.
No, you're not.
I brought a picture to prove it. A woman who was our stage manager married the lead singer of Gin Blossoms, and they'd met on our show, so I married them on Sunday. For no particular reason whatsoever.
You really have the power to marry people?
I have the power indeed. I am the Captain Steubing of the comedy world. I have the power. I brought the thing with me. Have you ever thought of being an ordained minister? And I answered yes. And it's the Universal Life Church. And their basic credo is live and let live. And their other, whatever, I guess is their other credo. I don't know. But it says
that sounds like I can ordain
pot
people. Smokers,
I can ordain people. Yeah. I can conduct funerals. Anybody. I can baptize people. I can perform weddings. And if you're interested in it, you just print your name on a card. So it's very similar to getting like the Radio Shack catalog. You just write your name on here.
And you got in the mail. You actually got credentials that says Jon Stewart can perform marriages.
You have to fill it in yourself. But
oh, then screw it.
It says Reverend, and you just write your name in there and date it and start marrying.
Yeah.
Just head out. It
gets to marrying. Do we have the photo here?
I was going to show. Just
Liz, you got the photo somewhere.
That's me. Okay. And
very
that's
nice.
The bride and the groom and the best man and the dog. I think I was feeding. I don't know what was going on there. I think the dog was just looking at me like, oh God, liver snaps.
He's just happy to be there. Well, tell us about that. I want to make sure we get this before we run out of time. Jon Stewart Unleavened.
It's an HBO special, and you know it's HBO, so I can promise my fans full frontal nudity. And that's not going to happen.
Oh, come on.
We're taping it live in Miami, which is like a second home to me, being Cuban. And so I'm going down there because Gloria Estefan and I had talked about this for years.
It's about time you two actually got together.
Well, it's funny, when we were writing Reach, which was the Olympic theme, no, I don't know how I got roped into it. They said you're flying to Miami and it's live, so I'm actually very excited about it.
And that's, let me make sure I get this right, Friday at 9 on HBO.
Friday at 9 on HBO.
John, we can't thank you enough for coming
by. My pleasure.
Best of luck with the HBO show. Jon Stewart, everybody.
Try to get that.
Natasha Henstridge and The Cure coming up. We'll be right back.